Hello, crafty friends! Welcome to another Flip Through Friday, hosted by Christina at Christina Sheck. It is hashtag Flip Through Friday. Today, I want to go through a few of my very favorite books from when I was a kid. They were in my stash, and I pulled them out. I want to share them. They are old, but I remember them so well from when I was a kid. I think I forgot to put one in here. I did. This one. Oh, here's another one. Well, I'll go through those later. Well, okay, I'm going to add this one too. First, let me go through my special day. This always put me in a good mood. First of all, look at the illustrations. They are cool and funky. Copyright 1967 by Gene Fiedler. Fiedler, illustrated by June Goldsboro. I remember the colors. I remember that quilt and that doll and her dress and the babies. Just the colors. And you can tell these are vintage. And basically I remembered how everything went perfect for her that day. She got up, made herself a jam sandwich and some milk and chocolate milk. Oh yeah, drank plain milk from one glass, chocolate milk from the other. Did the dishes, and her friends came over all dressed up to visit her. And they all had tea. And they all they played with the babies, and then they put perfume on. And they went home. And Mommy was dusting. Mommy was moving around dusting. And she made her lunch of a cheese sandwich without any bread. What shall I do? I can do anything I want. Raindrops. She splashes in the puddles. I remember that too. I remember the bathtub. The bathtub scene with the bubbles and and her combing her hair. Let's set the table for dinner. How everything was so perfect. Really stood out in my mind. Everything was so perfect. She had a carrot to chew on. Then her daddy came home. I had a very special day, she says. That's hilarious and cute. Next, Goodbye Tonsils. I remember this one very well, too. And Welsh Guy, illustrated. Excuse me! I put, what is it, baking powder in here to try to make them nice and fresh. I tried to make these, any kind of old book smell. I tried to make them very nice. I think it worked pretty well. They smell fresh. No, they don't really smell fresh. They just have no smell. Copyright 1966. Goodbye Tonsils by Anne Welsh Guy, illustrated by Frank Vaughn. I remember the pink teddy bear. Anyway, I have to cough. I'll probably have to sneeze again. Here I am, Dr. Constantinople. Oh no, she saying, "Here I am, Dr. Constantine in a book," cried Marianne. "Here I am." Well, well. Once again, I remember. I remember how this was. Everything was just so perfect. She's on that rotary phone. How she packed her little suitcase. She had a little bracelet and her little nightgown. Everything was just so perfect. I remember the art on the wall. And that pink coat. I most definitely remember the pink coat. And she had to go in to the operating room. I remember when the nurse gave her this ice water. And how good the cold ice tasted. And the pink teddy bear from Grandma. It's just adorable. And the hospital beds. And most definitely the art on the wall made quite the impression. Then the doctor looked at her. She was just great, just fine. She went home. The end. Everybody's happy. Goodbye. Next. The cap that Mother made. A Swedish fairy tale. Copyright MCMLXV11. Who knows what year that is. Okay, he had a hat. And his mom made it. And he went to the palace. And the princess wanted that hat, but he couldn't part with it, so the princess filled his pockets with cakes and put her jeweled necklace around him. But he would not give her the hat. Then the king came and said, "I want that hat." The king says, "Here, take my crown and give me that hat." But he ran out of there. Said, "No way, no way." And he came and told everyone what had happened, and the brother said, "You're so stupid." It says it right there. He said Anders was stupid. Just think what you could have had if you took that crown. And he asked his mother, "Mother, was I stupid?" "No, you were not stupid. The best cap in the world." The end. The busy book. Copyright MCM something. Look at the illustrations. It's adorable. I definitely remember opening it and this walkway of Goldilocks. It's just this cute little book of rhymes and trivia questions. What does a long-necked giraffe do when he's hungry? Turn it around. The answer is eat. You're right. That's what he does. That's adorable. Next is the mitten. I remember this very well because What year? 1964. It's cold. He goes out. He drops his mitten. And the story is what happens to that mitten. First a mouse goes in, then a frog says, "Can I come in?" Sure. Then an owl, then a rabbit, and a fox. Everyone comes into the mitten to get warm. Then a wild boar comes in. And it's getting bigger and bigger. Then the bear comes in, of course. Of course. So then came a little cricket and said, "Can I come in?" "Of course you can." But that's all that was needed. The bear didn't burst it open. But the little cricket broke it wide open. They all went flying out. So just then the boy discovered that he lost his mitten. "You naughty kitten, you shall have no pie." What happened? He went back to find his other mitten, but he could only find pieces of it. And he said, "Oh well, my grandmother will surely have my new mittens finished by now." And my grandfather said, first it was the grandmother, now it's the grandfather says he never did know. Did I miss something? Is this narrated by the grandfather? I don't know. Nobody cares. All right, somebody colored on it. Was it me? I don't know. Next, Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. You know, this book really does smell old. Oh, a very not good smell. The baking powder did not take it out. Copyright 1963. It's the first edition, Where the Wild Things Are. But, you know, I don't think it... Who wants a book that smells bad? So, I'm sure you all know about this. The Wild Thing. Where the Wild Things Are. Anyway, it smells really bad. I don't want to look at it. Next is The Chinese Brothers. What stuck out about this is, I forget the story. They all went to the sea and they all, what was it? They all had special abilities, and then one day, why did they have to swallow the sea? He wanted to go fishing, but the first Chinese brother said, "No, you have to swallow the sea." So he did it. And that's what really stuck out in my mind, was that he had the whole sea swallowed. Not swallowed. He had the whole sea in his mouth. And then the sea went back in the ocean. And then he was going to be executed. Oh my, that's not good. What? Oh, he's going to be this is a really bad book. He had an iron neck, so he couldn't be executed. And then this one was thrown overboard? What? But, oh yeah, I remember he could stretch like that. I remember that picture. But he had the superpower of not being able to drown, so he didn't drown. Yay. And then, what is his ability? Not being able to be burned. I didn't even realize how horrible this book is. So he's trying to burn him, and now what happened? This one could not be burned. And he came out and said, wow, that was a good sleep. And so, the end, they all lived happily ever after. That's what it says. They all lived happily ever after. What a weird, horrible story. It's not my favorite anymore. Next, My Father's Dragon. This one was really trippy. I remember looking at this map and trying to figure this out. 1948. This is a newer book from the reprinted in 1979. Anyway, I just could not figure out all these weird things that happened. He sailed to the island of Tangerina, stopping at the port of Cranberry. And the dragon, and all these weird things that happened. I've got to read this again. See if it makes sense to me now, because it didn't back then. I don't even remember the story, except that it had a lot of weird things. And I could not figure it out. I thought, what kind of story what is this story about? But if I read it now, I'll probably be able to figure out what it means. I hope I can figure that out now in my old age. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be back with more flip-throughs. Have a good day. See you all in the next video. Bye.